Most people think that just by speaking a new language or living in another country for a long time, their accent will automatically become lighter or more clear. That's not how it works. Did you know that if you didn't learn certain sound patterns before the age of 12, you need to intentionally learn them as an adult? That's what accent reduction therapy is all about. This video will give you the path to get started. So I'm going to tell you a myth and then a truth. The myth is many think that being in a country for a long time will make your accent go away. The truth is, unless you were exposed to the sound of American English before the age of about 12, you'll have to deliberately learn American pronunciation and the accent. Many students are frustrated because they've been in country for so many years, yet they are still getting asked to repeat themselves. So in this video, I want to be clear about the process of learning English versus learning an accent. Okay, so first let's talk about the process of learning English. So English requires learning vocabulary, it requires learning grammar. It's putting those all together so that you can communicate your idea effectively through that vocabulary and grammar. Okay, the process of learning pronunciation and accent is totally different. It is a motor movement. It is learning how to place your lips and tongue and teeth and mouth in a way and using your voice in a way to be able to be clear in those words that you're saying. So there's the grammar and vocabulary, there's what you're saying, and then there's how you're saying it. And that how you're saying it is a piece of that pronunciation and accent that is a different way of training and different way of learning. So let's talk about that process of learning. So I love the process of training habits, training new habits. And that's exactly what we do in my program, Pronunciation Pro. I have a step-by-step process of training my students on how to both hear the sounds of American English and be able to pronounce the sounds of American English like a native speaker. Okay? We also go through how to understand the rules of English rhythm and how to use them effectively in your own speech. Okay? It's one thing to know something, and it's another thing to actually do it. Okay? Knowing versus becoming. Two different skill sets. So a skill may look so easy until you have to do it yourself. It's in the doing that we really grow and learn and become something more. So for example, watching professional athletes. I've been watching the NBA playoffs this week, and it's so easy to look at them playing and saying, okay, and this is basketball for those who are outside of the US. So it's so easy to watch these players play and be like, oh, they should have done this, they should have done that, oh, they didn't see that pass, or they should have passed that better. And being able to kind of be critical of what they should be doing because we're watching this and we're able to see everything all at once. Okay, it's easy to be able to see what needs to be done, but it's a totally different experience when you're out there on the court and you're the one that has to run and jump and pass and shoot. Okay, it's a completely different story when you're the one doing it. So in the process of learning how to speak English clearly with clear pronunciation and an American accent, there are two pieces that you really have to really focus in on so that you can get that clear sound. Okay, the number one way is to train your ear. So there's a process of training your ear. You don't sound like a native speaker because you hear it different. Okay, you're not saying the same sounds as a native speaker because you're not hearing it the same. So we have to train your ear to hear those sounds differently. Okay, this means contrasting sounds. Okay, contrasting what you're saying versus what a native English speaker is saying. Okay, so we do this through sound exercises. We break down the sounds individually and say, okay, you are saying the ah sound and it really should be the sound. Or you are saying the E sound when it really should be the I sound. So this is something we do very frequently with vowels because vowels are one of those things that non-native English speakers frequently confuse, both because it's sometimes unclear about what vowel to use when it's written, or you're just kind of going off of what you have seen written, but also because you're hearing it maybe a little bit different. There are more vowel sounds in American English than maybe in your native language. So we really have to break that down and contrast those sounds so that you can train your ear to hear them. Again, it's a training process. It's repetition, it's practice, it's hearing that over and over and over again in different situations to train your ear. It's also about getting awareness. So the more that we become aware about how American English works and the sounds that American English has, then the more that you're going to be able to like open up your ears and recognize, oh, I hadn't noticed that before. And now that I'm aware of it, I'm now noticing it in all these other English speakers. And then you can start picking and piecing things together on your own because your ear is being trained. It's being opened to these new sounds. Okay, the second way that you're going to train to sound more like a native speaker and improve the way that you're speaking with clarity is training your mouth. Okay, your mouth is an instrument. It is helping you be able to produce the sounds as you do this drill work of understanding, okay, what is the mouth position that needs to happen? I'm hearing it now, but now my mouth has to be trained to be positioned in the right way. Okay, so as we position our mouth in the right way, then you have to get that drill work. You have to get that repetition. Okay, changing the way that your mouth moves is changing a muscle motor movement. There are neural pathways that have been developed over time that tell your brain is telling your mouth, move in this specific way. And we have to reroute those pathways. We have to say, no, it's not that way, it's this way now. Okay? And the only way to reroute those neural pathways is through repetition and practice. So we talk about this a lot in Pronunciation Pro of just the importance of daily out loud, read aloud practice. So if you're moving your mouth every single day, you're getting your mouth moving with those American sounds, with that American rhythm, you're retraining those neural pathways to move in this new way. And again, repetition and consistency in a daily practice is what is going to train that new movement. So I hope you understand the difference between learning English and training the American accent. So if you're wanting more help in training that American accent and getting more clarity and confidence in the way that you're speaking, definitely subscribe to this channel and check out my next video, How Long Does It Take to Get an American Accent?